In the time of Kongjia, it is said that he practiced lust and the Xia dynasty began to decline. During Kongjia's reign, he obeyed the Emperor of Heaven, who then gave him driving dragons, 2 each from the Yellow River and 2 from the Han River, 1 female and 1 male. Kongjia could not breed them, and it was difficult to find a dragon breeding family, the Huanlong clan, for a while. At that time, the Tao Tang clan had already declined, and Liu Lei, a descendant of the Tao Tang clan, had once learned how to tame dragons from the Huanlong clan as a way to serve Kongjia, and was able to breed these dragons. Kongjia reverted Liu Lei by giving him the title of Imperial Dragon Clan and letting him take the place of the 5th of the descendant of the Tun Wei clan. Later, when one of the female dragons died, Liu Lei secretly chopped it into meat paste and offered it to Kongjia to eat. Kongjia ate it and found it delicious. Then he sent someone to ask Liu Lei for the dragon. After the incident, Kongjia was furious when he saw that the male dragon looked sickly without the female dragon. Liu Lei was so afraid that he fled and moved to Lu County. Kongjia had no choice but to find a dragon breeder named Shimen. Shimen raised that male dragon to be spirited and growing, and Kongjia was very happy. However, Shimen is a personality street, often criticized Kongjia on raising dragons do not pretend to understand, causing Kongjia infuriated and finally ordered him to kill the body buried in the wilderness outside of the city. Kongjia was once hunting in the Dongyang mountains, and when suddenly a strong wind blew up and the sky was dark, Kongjia lost his way and walked into the house of a comer. This family was giving birth to a child. Some said, "This is a good day for the arrival of the monarch, and this child will be very fortunate." Someone said, "I'm afraid he won't be able to enjoy this blessing. This child will surely suffer disaster." Kongjia then took the child back and said, "Let him be my son. Who dares to harm him?" When the child grew up, the tent lifted once, the rafters cracked, the axe fell and cut off his foot, so he had to be the official of the gatekeeper. Kongjia sighed, "Oh geez, it's destiny for this disaster to happen, isn't it?" Thus the song Broken Axe was composed by Kongjia. Soon, the sky fell heavy rain and blowing a gale until the wind and the rain stopped. The mountains outside the city burned up again. Kongjia originally believed in ghosts and spirits, this time more determined to be the Shimen's ghost in the hunting, only to take the carriage rushed to the outskirts of the countryside to pray. After praying, Kongjia boarded the carriage back to the city. Halfway to the carriage, died in the carriage. After 2 generations of kings who had no sense of existence, it was time for Jie, the last monarch of the Xia dynasty. The first 10 years of his succession were characterized by various celestial anomalies. In the 3rd year, he built the Qing Palace and destroyed the Rongtai. The Quan barbarian entered Qi mountain and rebelled. The Qi Zhongrong barbarian came to visit. In the 10th year, the 5-star wrong line. The 9 stars fell like rain, earthquake, the rivers Yi and Luo, exhaustion. He had sent troops to attack the Youshi clan. After the defeat, the Youshi tribe offered Meishi to Xiajie for self-preservation. Xiajie had for the 1 post can be transported to the boat, so that the 3,000 people for the insane drink. Drunk and drawn, Meishi left for fun. According to Guo Yu Jinyu, Meishi later conspired with Yi, a minister of the state of Xiang, to destroy Xia. In the 13th year of Xiajie's reign, Jie moved the capital of Xia to Henan and built a carriage. In the next year, Xiajie ordered Bian to attack the Mingshan clan. After the defeat of the Mingshan clan, also followed the example of the Shi clan to offer Xiajie 2 beautiful women for self-preservation. Was offered to the 2 women, one called Wan, the other called Yan. Xiajie on Wan and Yan favored. Meishi was so resentful that she contacted Yin, the minister of the Shang dynasty, and the 2 of them conspired with each other to overthrow the Xia dynasty. The Bamboo Book Chronicles mention that in her earlier years, Meishi was in contact with Yin, and that she was a spy for Yin, who was assigned to the palace of the Xia dynasty, and that Meishi contributed to the downfall of the Xia dynasty and helped to establish the Shang dynasty. The story of Meishi causing the downfall of the Xia dynasty is an old Chinese tradition, the so-called red-faced scourge, which is wrong must be that the women takes the blame, while men fight in the war and hide behind the women's skirt to shoot arrows and black guns. The men never took any responsibility or criticized themselves. Therefore, men in China and the Confucian culture circle influenced by Chinese culture had no fighting ability, no sense of responsibility, no sense of protection for the weak, and the lack of masculinity belongs to the males, which is directly related to this tradition. Take a look at the Chinese reasons for the demise of the successive dynasties. Xia fell because of Meishi, Shang fell because of Daji, Zhou fell because of the Baosi, Wu fell because of Xishi, Jin fell because of Jia Nanfeng, Tang fell because of Yang Yuhuan, Southern Tang fell because of Empress Xiao Zhouhou, Ming fell because of the Chen Yuanyuan, and Qing fell because of Cixi. And the story of Meishi, Daji, Baosi, and Xishi are almost exactly the same. All of them are because these beautiful women never smelled, and the king, in order to please the beautiful women in order for them to smell, began all kinds of tutors, and then the country fell. Blaming women for the downfall of the country with the exhibition of Jia Nanfeng and Cixi is wrong, as all of above women didn't well power, which further reflects the inferiority of Chinese men. After that, the Shang began a military expansion, and finally, in the 31st year of Jie's reign, the Sha-Shang Armageddon, in which Chang, the leader of Shang, led 7,000 armored soldiers from the south bank of the Luo River to cross the river and directly attack the Sha capital, Zhenxun. Due to the suddenness of the incident and the lack of preparation, the coalition army composed of Xia King Lü Kui and Kun Wu Gu Tun Wei as no match for Shang Tang. The army of Kun Wu in the camp of Xia Jie was suppressed by the Shang army, so the king of Xia led his army to flee northward from the north gate of the royal palace of the Xia capital, all the way along the Qinshui River northward, arriving at the Sanzong state, which is surrounded on 3 sides by mountains and 1 side by river, and which is easy to guard and hard to attack, and whose city has a fortified gatehouse to do its defense. The king of Sanzong was loyal to King Lü Kui of Xia, and he did his best to fight against the Shang army to the death. In the end, after many days of fierce battle, the king of Sanzong was defeated and died, and he also died to cover up King Lü Kui of Xia. At this time, the king had already fled to Mingtiaogang, and one of the princes had led part of his people to flee northward to the Ordos Plateau. The Xia army was defeated and retreated to Mingtiao. Shang army kissed them. On a day of thunderstorm, the two sides fought a duel there, where Xia Jie was eventually defeated. Incidentally, the Battle of Muyi, in which the Zhou annihilated the Shang, was also the Battle of Torrential Rain, which seems to corroborate that the annihilation of Xia by the Shang was a fabrication by the Zhou based on their own story. Although Xia Jie was defeated at this time, the Sanzong tribe at the time still supported and was loyal to Xia Jie. So Xia Jie fled to the territory of Sanzong again. Then Shang Tang led an army to conquer the Sanzong tribe, defeated the Sanzong army in their land and captured Xia Jie at Jiaomen. Another theory is that the king led his people from Mingtiaogang to the ancient road of Yunyang and then fled to the ancient state of Nanchao along the main channel of the Huai River. Shang Tang did not kill Xia Jie but exiled him to Nanchao. 3 years later, Jie, who had been exiled in Nanchao, died on Ting Mountain, for which Shang Tang forbade singing and dancing.